Welcome to another Do Not Disturb Dog Walk. For those who don't know, kindly, that's something we called it because of the need to go to Do Not Disturb mode, so the phone doesn't ring or get messages or otherwise interrupt the recording while we're making it. And then I also pretty much I'm pretty keen to try and record uninterrupted. Maybe I'll push the pause button on recording at moments when we need to, keep our privacy, etc. So he can do his poops in peace. Yeah, so our YouTube channel's not full of poops. Those are pretty much the rules. That, and never mind the 6 o'clock news. We don't talk about anything crappy, controversial, anything that might be on the news. Hey. It's not just about this. These dog walk videos are just about you all joining us as we just do what we ordinarily do, go for walkies. Although I have to say, the adventurous spirit in making recordings, it's been quite motivating for the sake of us making an effort to go to places that are interesting and different. New places that we've never been to before. Feels quite a lot more adventurous than the same old. But I have to tell you, today we just decided to do the same old. Mostly because I forgot I wanted to point the camera this way. This place here where I've parked the car over there, it's actually big enough to fit our house bus under there, and it's been quite the blessing in the past. Quickly crossing. Like at one stage we had some roof leaks, and while I was being a procrastinator about fixing the roof leaks, I used to just stash it under here when it rained. We got a Quigley poop. Right, so time to push the pause button and deal with that. He's done now, but I've got to deal with it. So it's either bag it up and take it and find a bin, or come out of there quickly, or dig a hole and bury it, which is my favourite. And this is the perfect stick for hole digging. So yeah, just it might not be perfect. It's pretty light, but bear with me. I'll just push pause and dispose of this poop. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to poop because I took him out walking close to home before we left, and he pooped then, so he's had quite a bit of poop stopped up. That will be about it. Yeah. Brand new building. Yeah, so most of the recordings we've been doing, try to stay away from streets and street walking. But every now and again I think, well, that's got to be interesting too. Interesting enough. And yesterday's recording wasn't too strenuous, but we then went for another walk and didn't record it later in the day, and that made my legs turn to jelly, and I'm still feeling the effects of it today. But tense muscles in my legs. Speaking of legs, wearing shorts today. That's a rarity. It's winter. Generally wear trousers a lot more in the winter. Now, we've been considering taking a friend up on an offer to park our house bus in the northern suburbs. That's about as much description as I'm going to give the world on a worldwide YouTube broadcast, but safety reasons or whatever. But I'm contemplating that because lately, honestly, we've just been staying real close to my work, which makes things easy. In fact, sometimes we park at my work. We're mostly off the grid with our house bus, but there's not enough sunshine in the winter, and the batteries sort of start crying about not being replenished enough each day. So it does get to a point where I'm like, okay, better go and plug the bus in, because it's got a built-in charger that plugs in that charges it up off the grid, on the grid I should say, the terminology right. And yeah, just 12 hours plugged in, like overnight, and then our batteries will last us again for another 2 weeks, I've noticed. So they just slowly get lower and lower and lower, I think. So dreams in the future are about upgrading that system so that we can depend on the sun to replenish the house batteries even in the depths of winter. I don't know how. I'm hoping just adding another panel would work good. Oh yeah, that's right. I was talking about moving, us taking up semi-parked up residence in the northern suburbs of Lower Hutt, or maybe the southern suburbs of Upper Hutt, sort of in the middle, to be fair. And that's exciting to me because I don't really have a commute to work, and if I do move up there and start home basing up there, then there will be a commute to work. And I haven't had a car for quite a while now. Well, we've got a car obviously, but it gets to a point where it's like, well, when we used to have 2 cars, and that was fine because that allowed us just to do our own thing and go our own directions and not have to be too worried about sharing a vehicle. Then when I gave up my car, I took up cycling, and that was good. I like cycling. I do like the cycling. It's pretty good. So I'm thinking about it because we're walking on a cycleway here. Oh, Quigley. Just tilt the camera down when there's people coming, give them their privacy. We don't want to zoom in or get a close-up or anything. So I think it's quite possible that this cycleway will become a part of my commute to work. And Quigley likes walking along here. as far as the geography is concerned, we're walking along a street called Oxford Terrace, and it runs parallel to the railway line here, and then on the other side of the railway from here is Cambridge Terrace. And that also runs parallel to the railway line. And there are some crossings a lot across the railway between the two streets, but they're all pedestrian crossings in this vicinity anyway. Yeah, so this is a neighbourhood we've walked along quite a few times.
Doggy.
It's a doggy. Oh, yep. So it might be verging on talking about the 6 o'clock news a little bit, but local government has determined in its wisdom that bold moves to solve the housing crisis in our country need to take place. And so they built these high density apartments in many old places. They just demolished a whole bunch of old stuff and threw up high density, or medium density it might be. I don't know. Anyway, so train station, high density housing, higher density housing. It's been the main initiative past many years. I remain unconvinced about about whether it's had much positive impact for the housing crisis. I've always wanted one of these. Good. Just think about how to add it to my cargo. I don't want to have to carry it. Tell you what. I might damage it if I do it twice. Oh, there's two here? They're stapled together. Okay. If I put it into a roll. Roll it up. Alright. What else is in the back of my bag? Photographs? That's my grandfather. Oh, how did I forget those are in there? Can't believe it. The thing about this bag is that I got it from my grandmother. And she said, oh yeah, you can have this. And at the same time, she probably said I could have these photos. Oh, you might want these photos. And I've stashed them in there and not really remembered that they're in there until now. I didn't even remember. I just got reminded. It's not the same thing. I was talking about Cambridge Terrace before, the adjacent parallel road to the railway, and it makes me consider crossing the railway and walking on that side, but I can tell you, I've done that before, and I don't really like it. If there was a cycleway like this on that side, I'd be happy about that, that'd be great. But there isn't. There's only a ratty-chatty old pedestrian footpath, and it's not even on this side. I mean, what am I trying to say? The railway, if it was adjacent to the railway, but there isn't. Adjacent to the railway on that side, i.e. this part, it's just grass and no pedestrians are really accommodated for. So then you have to cross the road to the street walk next to all the houses and stuff, which would be that side if it mirror reflection. And yeah, like I said, it's a ratty-tatty footpath. It's a bit like that one. Anyway, my plan is we get to that pedestrian crossing in the distance and then we'll cross over. And then we'll do a meandering loop back to where we started through the back streets of Te Puni and then head back. Hey, I was just thinking about that name, Te Puni. I think it's one of those names, one of those Māori words that didn't quite get respect. I'm just going to look that up. Te Puni history, probably. There's something about Te Puni. I remember reading about it recently. Try dark mode today, says Wikipedia. Oh yeah, that's right. So the suburb takes its name from a chief called Te Atiawa. Oh no, he's a chief from Te Atiawa, and his name was Huniana Te Puni. So calling the place Te Puni is like getting his name wrong, to be fair. His name was Te Puni, not Te Puni. Yeah, it's just a, you know, in my country they messed up a lot of the historical references. You know, and even though they were trying to be respectful, they messed that up. Well, no, they were trying to be honourable, and it's the same with Te Puni. Ever since they founded the borough, historically speaking, they called it Petone, Petone. And the place is actually called Pitoone, spelled P-I-T-O, and then another word, O-N-E, One. And it just continued on. It's disrespectfully spelled for decades, or over 100 years. Yeah, so the thing that I noticed about our street furniture is that that sign has been designed to fold over. It's not a sign, it's a post, a pedestrian crossing post. And I think these yellow posts can pull out of the ground. And that can be pulled out of the ground, and so can the other post. And yeah, so essentially, when they're bringing big wide loads through here, they can get rid of that street furniture, drive the truck right over the centre of the road. That's the kind of thing that I see because of my heavy vehicle driving experience, which, you know, is next to nothing. Some of the mates that I graduated from school with, they were driving commercial road transport for over a decade before I got into it. Quigley, Taiwa. No. No. Quigley. Okay, crossing. Did we surprise you with the direction we crossed? Could have gone that way. No parking. No parking. I wonder if they mean don't park on my grass. They planted some trees there. Oh, I don't know who planted them, but probably them. I'm parking outside my house. There's videos from all around the world, and at least in civilized nations, where we have ample streets and street parking and blah blah blah. Lots of videos of people complaining when other people park their cars outside their house. Depending on where you are in the world watching this, you might look at that car and think it looks kind of strange. For some reason, they've been a really popular import from China here in New Zealand. Little kind of Volkswagen Beetle looking thing, at least in the front. They're actually being billed as the most affordable electric vehicle in New Zealand at the moment. I like the license plate on this Ford. And the colour, that's my favourite colour for Ford cars anyway. License plate says wobbly. Tenants cars only. I enjoy neighbourhood walks just because I just like looking at people's houses. Really? And being all judgmental, maybe looking at people's houses sometimes and going, Yep, I wouldn't want to live in that house. But then there's the houses that I see and I'm like, yeah, I kind of like that house. This is the famous General Motors brand called Holden, which has ceased operations. No more Holdens will ever be created. So these Holden cars, they used to be the pride of our police force. They're all gone now. That's another Holden there, by the way. Although I think that's Euro, rebadged Euro Holden, so there's probably still hope for that model in the future. Another Chinese EV here. Atto 3 by BYD. What purpose this green thing is? What do you guys think? Yeah, I can't think of a reason for it. Yeah, ponder that. Let me know in the comments what you think that is, because I've got no idea. Oh, it's the Lucy Cole Rose Gardens. I know where we are now. I mean, I always know where we are, but I like feeling a little bit lost in between places. Never walked that street before. Breeze Street. The name of the street, Breeze, makes me think... Oh, sorry, it's spelled B-R-E-E-S. So it's not Breeze, but it's Breeze, or Breeze. And the name of the street reminds me that there's a man who spearheaded the building of the Rimataka Hill Road at its inception, you know, when it was a brand new way to go. Sit. And his name was Bree. Consequently, my name for the Rimataka Hill Road, the nickname I have for it, is the Breeze. Noho. Quigley, sit. Good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Taiwa. Okay, crossing. Hey, Taiwa. Taiwa. Now, I tell you, it's a bloody beautiful rose garden when there are roses. At this present time, you look at it and you just have to imagine the roses. Because, I mean, the rose plants are here, but there's barely any flowers. So you might have to let us know in the comments if you're keen for us to come back when this place is blooming. Have you guys noticed the really fat cables we've got hanging on our overhead lines? I mean, overhead lines are sad to see anyway, because it just means it's never been afforded to put those services underground like they have in so many other places. And I guess they just sit on the to-do list of still waiting to go underground. And that being the case, when we decided to put fibre optics in so everyone can have super fast internet, we just decided to put up this big fat cable. You want to know where all the internet is, that's where it is. Oh, I see a cat across the road. I don't know if Quigley will notice. I saw a cat when I was at work today. Not a huge fan of Jordan Peterson, but one of his advices I'm quite happy with, and that is when you see a cat in the street, you should stop to pet it. Hey. another EV. At least I'm pretty sure they haven't made an ICE version of this car, so every time you see one, it's an EV, right? 512 kilowatt EV. 512 kilowatt hour. Oh, it even says that on the label, you know. On the license. All of our cars have license stickers on them. That's you keep in the glass. And even if they didn't have that, you could, there's a database online, accessible online, free information, type in the license, and the data comes up. The data comes up. Where are we, Quigley? Do we know the way back? To Waterloo? A four-wheel drive one. Look at this. That's a letterbox made out of a recycled microwave. It's pretty clever. Someone's hanging out with a chainsaw nearby. Quigley! Smells like trash. Someone's trash bin must be behind one of these fences. Yuck. Oh, there's another one. Although I think the yellow top ones are recycling. Red for general landfill. Someone's cut a hole in that for some reason. I don't know what's in it. Nice clean truck. It's probably a new model, like only recently built. Shut up! There's a whole queue of cars. You quite like to cross the road, dude. Alright, let's go. Come on, crossing. Hi. Nice careful driving, to be fair. I was just giving him shit. What are these? What is that? Fruit or flower? Oh, I'm going to have a water drinking break. Back in a minute. Back on the record, good. This is the end of my water drinking straw. It's quite noisy to use, the sucking noises. So sometimes I just elect to do that off recording. Sometimes I don't though. Pretty sure there's some recordings where I make the sucky noises. Oh, it's across here. We want to cross because we want to walk on Hall Crescent over there. Quigley. Sit. Sit. Oh. Oh. Bye. I want to cross here so that we can look at that caravan that's across the road. Because to be honest, I'm pretty keen on one of these. Something like that would be kind of good. That one's in really good nick for an old caravan, made in New Zealand, Oxford. Yes, I wouldn't mind getting a caravan. That's something on our goal list. If we had lots of money, we would just go and get one, because that would be really helpful to our chosen lifestyle. Professionally homeless, life on the road, bus life, and all of that. Now, you might wonder why I can't be bothered making a bus life channel, and that's because there's plenty of those kind of YouTube channels, and I've seen heaps of them over the years, and I wanted to do something different. So, you know, that is what we do, but it's not the focus of our YouTube broadcast, just so you know. It's not the first time I've said it on our recordings either. Come on. Equally, we've actually never... Oh. I don't remember if we've ever walked this end of Hall Crescent before. Leave it. Oh my goodness, I'm really impressed. That house across the street with pretty much the whole roof decked out in solar panels. On the side of the roof that I can see anyway. Quigley waggles, he's my happy jockey. Oh yeah. Let's cross. Oof. I don't think we've walked Hall Crescent before at all, actually. Definitely not on the record. We used to walk around these neighbourhoods quite a bit back in the days. Oh, look at that. That's different. I haven't seen that before. I'd remember if I had. Fiberglass fence with some wooden bits. Alright, so we are back on Oxford Terrace coming up, and that's the Te Puni shops again. Smells like laundromat, if you want to know, because there's a laundromat here somewhere. There's a new shop here called Scrapbook Central. I remember seeing that shop's empty last time I visited, so that's cool. See, something has moved in. What's up with this wheel? What's it doing here? I feel like some people don't deserve houses. Look at the state of that. Look at the state of this. These houses here must be next on the chopping block, the ones that look like this. Fold them down, build something new. I wonder why that house has got bubbles in the paintwork. Maybe something, some kind of mossy fungus or something growing underneath the paint. this narrow thing with container in it and a whole bunch of other crap stored behind it, it always intrigues me. I sort of wonder if it belongs to this property here, but I'm not sure. So this is Te Puni Street. Now this is Lower Hutt City, and we heard, it feels like about 6 months ago now, we heard that Te Puni Street in Wellington is going to be renamed as, to properly honour the name, Te Puni. And it made me think, maybe we need to hit up, obviously, Lower Hutt needs to get behind that too. I think Quigley certainly doesn't mind a street walk. He loves all the smells. He loves when he sees a cat. He loves when he can smell the smells of other animals. He wants to go dashing off up people's driveways and find out what's going on here. Wow, what are they doing here? What are the hazards? Noise, dust, trip hazard, sharp objects. Right, we could just go straight down there and go home, right? We've got 10 minutes. Try and make this an hour recording, that's the usual aim. Plus there's more neighbourhood that I want to see, bring you along with us. Oh, funny. Sorry, Quigley. Ah! What are you doing? Get off the road. Sit. Okay. Sittero. How do I? Oh, come on, Quigs. I might, seeing as we've walked here before, I know this. There's a couple of dogs live behind some of these fences. They like to come out and say hello sometimes. Might have set you up for disappointment if they're not around. I'm trying to be noisy, so I might. They're usually here. No outside time for you guys today. Oh, there's that trailer. It's been parked there for a long time because it was there last time I was here, which is a long time ago now. I imagine it belongs to this house over here, just why they get away with it. But the local government bylaw prohibits parking trailers in the street like this for long periods of time. I actually think the limit is like 3 days or something. There's a doggy in that house, but they're stuck inside. I can see him through the glass window. It's just not your day to say hello through the fence to the local dogs. This property's been empty for a long time. In fact, I think you go back on Street View. Street View historical photos don't go back far enough to show us if there was ever a house in there. And maybe there never was. And when you look on the map, if they were just to bust down that back fence and put a little street through here, then it would be another roadway to all those houses over there. But I think the government just decided not to. I think I wouldn't mind parking our bus on there. I'd have to overhaul the grass for sure. Quigley just totally wet-nosed my leg. He hardly never ever does that, but he just did it. It's so annoying. Why would you do that, Quigley? I do like this little street, I have to say. I need to drink some more water. What's happened here? This fence has been painted recently. It looks way too lovely now. In fact, I think that whole house has been painted. And so, I guess if you're painting your house, you're going to say, oh, should we do the fence too? Hey, it isn't the most... It's just... They've just slapped on one coat, I think. Leave it. Leave it. I told you to leave it. Tack. Well, here we are, back to the beginning, and it's pretty much time to call it on the recording. Reach the hour, so say fare thee well. Thank you for joining us. Our car's just over there where we left it. No, not far to go now. We're done. Thank you for joining us on today's walk. Hopefully some of you found that it being a street walk is a bit interesting. Bit different from our usual shenanigans of bushwalks and parks. Let us know what you think in the comments. Otherwise, maybe you've fallen asleep. It's going to autoplay the next video, huh? That'd be good. So, either way, join us on the next one. Look up an old one. We've got heaps of recordings. Dog walking recordings, all just for you guys, so thanks for watching. See you on the next one.